Welcome back to Lock and Reload. Wisconsin has an open carry law. It's not a permit, just a law. What it comes down to, Wisconsin is one of two states that has not passed the concealed carry permit. Our current governor believes we are the ultimate safe state. Everybody's crime rate is going down with the concealed carry because they're able to protect themselves from a potential threat. You know, people like hijacking or jacking your car, robbing your house, or just mugging you, just being stupid. I don't have that. I don't have the opportunity to protect myself. A couple different reasons why I don't get a chance to protect myself, because we have an open carry permit. Basically, our firearms, this is my 45, as you've seen in other videos. I can carry this as long as it's visible. Basically, whether it be on my side or in a holster on my belt, I can carry it as long as it's visible. The problem with that, I can only carry it in public. And Wisconsin's definition of public is I can't carry it 1,000 feet from a school, which doesn't bother me. You know, kids shouldn't be around guns unless they're properly educated anyway. But anyways, that doesn't bother me. I can't carry it near a federal building. I can't go in a store with it. I can't even be on the store's property. I'm pretty sure I can't be in the surrounding area, like in the parking lot. Basically, I'm condemned to walking down the street with it, and even so, if I do decide to walk down the street while this is visible, I'm susceptible to getting harassed by my local law enforcement or all the law enforcement in Wisconsin, depending on where I go. Basically, they're going to ask you questions. I'm cool with having people ask me questions. I'm to the point where if I decide to carry this around, I'm also going to keep a copy of the bill with me too, so I can have them read it if they're not familiar with it. I believe in our Second Amendment right, and I believe if there's a threat or a problem or somebody who's threatening your life, I believe we have the right to protect ourselves. It states in the Second Amendment. I mean, there's more to the Second Amendment than just bearing an arm. But I'm not going to get into the entire amendment because, well, it's quite lengthy and I don't have that kind of time. Our open carry permit, like I stated before, I can carry it openly as long as it's visible or in plain sight. I haven't done it yet because I've read a bunch of cases in Wisconsin that people are carrying these openly. Well, after the officers or the proper authorities question said person or people who are openly carrying their firearms, they get a disorderly conduct. Granted, they go to court, show up their court appearance, and half the time it gets thrown out because, well, they were just carrying a weapon. What pisses me off is if I'm going to carry this and I'm doing nothing but carrying it just to protect my ass, and I get a disorderly conduct because I'm trying to protect myself. I just find that a bunch of malarkey and just a bunch of bullshit. Another thing that really bothers me, Wisconsin considers pretty much any weapon that's either in your pocket, a holster, something that's not visible is considered a concealed weapon. I don't have to say that because you already know. Comes down to, I have a knife in here. This is in a holster / sheath thing. There's nothing, I'm not quite sure who makes this knife, but I do belong to the North American Hunting Club as well as a bunch of other clubs like the NRA, North American Hunting Club. I belong to a shooters club, my local gun range. There's nothing extravagant about it, but it doesn't have a clip on the side, and it did come with a little sheath. Now, once I take this knife and I put it in the sheath, and then I close the flap so the Velcro latches, this is considered a concealed weapon. I cannot carry this. Another line of shit. Like I said in the beginning of the video, our current governor, Jim Dandy fucking Doyle. I am absolutely splendid that he's not going to run again. Majority of the people in the state of Wisconsin hate that man. I'm not Democrat or Republican. That's a whole can of worms. I don't want to get into the political thing. This is why I'm bipartisan, but I hate that guy to no end. Absolutely hate him, and I don't hate anybody. Our state's in the hole more than any other, almost more than any other state, because he can't figure out where our money's going. He taxes the shit out of us, and I'm not quite sure where he spends the money. But open carry, it's a good idea in theory. You know, it's a law that's in place, but the way they run it, I can't protect myself from a potential threat. I'm condemned to either verbally telling somebody off, which again, that's another crime too, even though that falls under the First Amendment, freedom of speech, but I get in trouble for that too. But our crime rate has increased a lot in the last 10, 15 years, because all the people in Illinois, specifically Chicago, are coming up here and causing all kinds of problems. I'm not in a high crime area. I live in Neenah, Wisconsin. There's not a whole lot of crime here, but you know what? It's still here. I just don't see it. Because again, we have them Chicago people bringing all their problems, all their drugs, all their baggage, and the crime. They bring it up here, and eventually the rest of the state's going to turn out like Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's no walk in the park. It's a metropolitan area. Madison's okay, but that's not any better either, specifically at night. The only time I ever really carry anyway with open carry, if I were to decide to open carry, I got to do more research, would be at night. Because I do a lot of my reloading at night, and when I run out of smokes, I need to go get some. Because as fellow reloaders and avid shooters, once you start reloading, you want to finish it until it's done, because you don't want to get in halfway of it and take a break. But you want to finish it so it's done. But at any rate, leave me a comment. Let me know how you feel. Whether you think it's bullshit, whether you think the state of Wisconsin should pass it, whether you're an anti-gunner. Keep your comments to the minimal if you're an anti-gunner. But again, leave me a comment. Subscribe to my channel too. I got more decent videos upcoming. I've got some bluing that I'm going to be doing soon, and on a shotgun barrel. At any rate, this is Lock and Reload with Ryan. Thanks much. Later.